Oh my god. 2019 was an incredible year for games. Not just the quality, but the quantity. There were so many goddamn games this year that, I have to be honest, I didn't play them all. I played a shit ton of them, but there was no way in hell that I was going to be able to play every single game that came out this year. So yeah, for people out there expecting, Disco Elysium to be on this list, I really wish it was too, but I didn't get around to play it. Hopefully when it releases next year, I'll probably play it then. Maybe I'll squeeze it in my list. Regardless, I know there's a lot of games. There's a lot of games I want to talk about right now because, again, God, there's so many games I'm leaving out of this list that I really, really love. But regardless, we'll get to that later. Point right now I'm trying to make is let's just get to the criteria because I just really want to get my freaking teeth into these games. But yeah, criteria pretty much are no remasters, and the game has to have released this year. So, I mean, whether, again, like if it released last year but it came out on console this year, it came out this year, so I'm including it. But, yeah, let's just get to it, because I want to start talking. For those of you who love this game, hear me out. I love this game. This game is amazing. Hideo Kojima is a freaking genius. This game deserves to be in the number 1 slot. But I am so down the middle with this game, and I'm glad that, because that's the biggest draw of this game, is the fact that I am in love with this game. I am so glad I played it, yet I fucking hate this game, and I never want to play it again. I was playing this game, and I, in moments, wanted to take the game out of the damn system and snap it in half and throw it in the damn garbage disposal. Yet, literally 10 minutes later, I'm crying my goddamn eyes out. I'm freaking feeling emotions that I rarely have for real people. As much as I hated this game, I equally loved every second of it. Every moment, every tedious thing that it made me do. But if you freaking trudge through the mud and you just stick with it, you are left with one of the most iconic and unforgettable experiences you'll ever experience in video games, bar none. This was a testament to not only gaming in general, but my own willpower. I love this game, and I equally hate it. This game does not deserve to be number 1. I want it to be. But at the same time, at the very least, it deserves to be on this damn list. It should be number 2, 3, 4, I don't give a I'm compromising with my own brain that it's number 10. It deserves a spot on this list. But goddamn it, am I gonna feel at least the most comfortable by putting it at the very bottom of the list. So take that any way you want. If this game interests you, you might love it. If this game irks you, you might love it. But also, if you think you're gonna love this game, you may walk away wanting to never play a Hideo Kojima game ever again. Because holy crap, as much as I hate this game, I am in love with it. I recommend this game, and yet I don't. Moving on. Same with like Hideo Kojima, like leaving Konami. This is the same thing. But the creator of this game was responsible for one of the greatest games of all time and pretty much created its own, genre of gaming. You know what I'm talking about, Metroidvania. Well, here, he's done it again. Bloodstained is a perfect example of how the Indiegogo scene or the crowdfunding scene can go very, very right. Games, have come in the past and they've freaking bombed, Yooka-Laylee, Mighty Number 9. But this game went against all odds by literally doing the exact same thing that all of these games have done before. They just made all the right choices. They chose the right people, they chose the right, just the right talent behind every single facet of this game, whether it was the actual design to the voice acting. This game is just a love letter to classic Metroidvania style games, and everything about it just proves that these games are still viable. RPG style platformers, they didn't have to die with the DS. We want more of these games. Konami, you screwed up, so screw it. The community and the developers, they decided we don't need AAA freaking money. We're gonna make this game ourselves, and this is proof that this works. This was a huge surprise and I'm so happy that developers like Koji Igarashi can get a second wind in life, away from pretty much the corporate overlords in a weird way. Regardless, I recommend this. Pick it up any way you can. This game is easily my favorite 2D action platformer in a very, very long time. Technically, this is not an HD remaster. This is an actual remake that actually changes things in the game and, well, improves upon the original Game Boy release with some quality of life improvements. Yes, they're minute, but damn it, they do make this game the definitive way to play Link's Awakening. And besides all that, what else do you want me to say? I mean, it's a Legend of Zelda game. It's in the same style of, like, Link to the Past if you have no idea what Link's Awakening is, but it's a small, bite-sized experience fleshed out into something huge. I mean, when this came out on the Game Boy ages ago, this was incredible. A full-fledged, like, NES/SNES experience in your pocket. Here, it's on a console, but it still holds on to its roots by being on a freaking portable console. And that helps it out so much, because while this game is amazing to play on the big screen, it's equally as fun to play it on the go, just to stop whenever you want to. And what I love about this also is just the fact that the art style, this very, like, plasticky toy kind of vibe. At first glance, I was like, what the hell is this? But the more I just watched it, and the more I played this game, I kind of fell in love with it, and it kind of made me feel like a kid again, literally playing with, like, a tiny, like, little clay set of just figures. And I just love the overall aesthetic, the choices they make, the freaking quality of life improvements. This game is and was incredible back then. But now with this version, this is the best version of this game. If you've never played it before, hell yes, this is a must-have for any Switch owner. And if you play the old ones, I mean, it's been a while. Refresh your memory. This is a great game, any era. And this is proof positive that a game like this can be just tweaked and just recreated from the ground up, and it'll still work. And it'll work incredibly well. I gotta reiterate this every time I talk about any kind of Dark Souls style game. I hate Dark Souls. Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, not a fan. I hate how slow it is. I've never been a fan. Once Bloodborne came out, then I was 100%. It got me, hook, line, and sinker. But with this game, while I'm not going to say it's better than Bloodborne because maybe I love the aesthetic of that a little bit more, this refined the gameplay to perfection. This is just easily the most tightest control, and any mistake you make will be obviously your own. I mean, I've said that before about other games, but this one more than ever. You have to be on your toes. You are literally, it's kill or be killed. This game is hard as nails. It will freaking punch your face and make you swallow your blood. It is grueling, it is heart-wrenching, and yet it is an incredibly satisfying experience. And I'm just gripping my hands of just thinking about the crap that I went through to play this game. You know what the funny thing is? I'm just saying right now, I haven't beaten this yet. I have not beaten this game. It has kicked my teeth in so many damn times that I had to take some breaks. And right now I think I'm on a hiatus from it. But I'm still going back. This game is amazing. This game's incredible. I love everything about this game. Yeah, this aesthetic and everything is great. The story is actually really, really interesting. I want to see what the hell happens with that. And it's like a good like mythical lore they're building around it. But yes, the gameplay is easily the best thing about this game. And it is easily one of the tightest, most enriching experiences in gaming right now. But just understand, in order to really get the most out of this game, you're going to get pissed off. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This game just thrives on you suffering. And damn it, it's a fun experience. Alright, this one too, I gotta be out front. I'm not a big fan of New Vegas. There were some major issues with that game. The plot itself was a little just okay. The world building was good. I like the whole aesthetic of it. But certain gameplay aspects just ruined it for me, and I absolutely hate that game. Well, from the makers of New Vegas, Obsidian has pretty much crafted a perfectly odd world out of just this space/cowboy aesthetic, and you're kind of amazed by like how like the planets look, how everything is just so colorful and yet so drab. Everything is just like fighting each other. The aesthetic, the style, the gameplay, everything is just constantly feeling at odds, yet that's what I love about this game. That you feel odd. Everything just feels iffy, and you have to just try to understand this world. You gotta, you gotta look past all like the weird, like, hey, maybe this doesn't seem like so right. Everything's not just black and white. Everything's gray. Good moments will happen with bad situations, and bad situations will end with very happy moments, and you're just like, what the hell's going on? And yet it feels a little bit like the absurdity of life, where everybody is just with like a Cheshire smile, like everything's like, oh, everything's great, everything's phenomenal. And it's not. But, and that's just the story I'm even talking about, or like the actual aesthetic of it. The gameplay is, not 100%, brand new. It's very reminiscent of, New Vegas and like Fallout 3. Yet, with this whole brand new, interesting and odd world. I mean, personally, I love this game because of just everything about it. And maybe because also I love Firefly, because that whole, space western aesthetic I've always been a fan of. But that's what this game is about. It tries to hook you in with its aesthetic and its style. The gameplay, yeah, it's a dime a dozen RPGs out there. But what this game has is character. And that's the main reason why I love it, and many reasons why other people love it too. So yeah, this is just such an odd game. I enjoyed my time with it, and hell yeah, I'm probably going to replay this again fairly soon. This, in least in my eyes, is the quintessential Nintendo game that everybody had to have in 2019, that came out in 2019. And yeah, for damn good reason. I don't understand how Nintendo could even go back to making regular Mario games again. Even though in this game, the story mode is really, really interesting, and I love the overall, just the gameplay, the game design and the freaking level design. Because the creators of Mario have always, stuck with their guns. They made always like this very, approachable, yet fun, and yet sometimes also impossible levels to deal with. Yet after Super Mario Maker 1, they pretty much saw what everybody was making with their, levels, and they went, oh shit, people like this. People want us to get crazy and fast and loose with our level design, and in a way also include, puzzle solving. So yeah, the story mode does reflect that. Now, but of course the main reason to buy this is for the reason why people bought the first one. And that's the levels created by everyone. Whether it be levels that are created just to entice the player and to, make it a fun experience, to being freaking brain teasers and just trying to really, really hard puzzles to get through, or something as simple as someone using the actual game mechanics to make a rendition of Africa by Toto. This will have you enticed and just pretty much playing for hours. Just trying to see what cool new levels people are making, what levels you can make, and that's one of the best aspects that I didn't expect myself to be doing much. But yeah, creating your own levels is surprisingly very, very intuitive and yet very intricate and fun. And anybody who played with Legos as a kid, this is your bread and butter. Anybody who just likes Mario games, this is your bread and butter. So essentially, this game is for everyone, and everyone should play it. Now, while that one was easily the most quintessential game, this was the best made, in my opinion. Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now, I have been a fan of Fire Emblem since just the 3DS era. I mean, Fire Emblem Awakening was one of my favorite games of all time, and that made my list, I think, of whatever year that came out. But this one goes above and beyond that, and that one was already incredible. The story is about a world that's essentially about to go to war, and from the get-go, you gotta choose a side, even though you don't realize that from the beginning. And It's odd and it's interesting to see what characters you attach yourself to, which ones you want to become friends with, who you decide to become allies with, and how that changes over the years, and how it just changes your outlook on certain other people. And like, what if that completely and this is one of the greatest things about this game. I don't want to spoil anything, but this game, you just want to replay the second you're done, because you would like to see, wait a minute, could I have changed the way I, ended it with that person, or could I have easily been on the opposite side of that person's sword, even though they were my best friend on this? Like, it's a huge thing, and again, it works with like timelines again, but it forces you, not just because, the game will actually force you to do it, but because you're just so intrigued, you fall in love with these characters, and you also hate these characters, and you're curious to see if everything could have been different. And besides the whole story, though, the actual game itself is just perfection. Because personally, I love games like Persona. I like those, like the whole school simulator thing. But at the same time, I absolutely love tactical strategy RPGs. And this is easily one of the best ones that have come out pretty much ever. I mean, this joins the ranks with like Final Fantasy and Ogre Battle. This is incredible, and this is a game that is just huge on its own. So yeah, this game's incredible. And easily the best Switch game probably out now. At least, if not, at the very least, it joins the ranks of like, Breath of the Wild and like Super Mario Odyssey. But yeah, this is the quintessential Fire Emblem game in my eyes now. You know what? I'm gonna say right now. Gameplay-wise, yes, Sekiro is the better of these two Souls-style games. Gameplay-wise, it's a much tighter experience. But the reason why this game resonated with me more is the fact that it wasn't just the aesthetic. It was the fact that I'm a huge Star Wars fan, in the sense that I'm not a diehard fan, but I grew up with them. I love the series, and I'm happy to see that while the movie series tanked horribly. I mean, the last one I had fun, but it was a burning dumpster fire of shit. This and The Mandalorian give me hope, and pretty much have proven in my mind what I've already felt like a long time ago, was that Star Wars is not just the story of the Skywalkers. It is a huge, huge world that just new stories can just start and just end, and everything about this just proves that outright. Because while the gameplay is freaking strong and solid, and again, Sekiro's better in the gameplay department, but this is better in my eyes in every other department. I mean, the world building, the characters, the freaking aesthetic, every single bit of it was incredible. Even the customizable aspects have me engrossed, because beforehand, like, I don't really care what my character's wearing or anything. I mean, yeah, it's a cool poncho, it's a cool shirt, but just the lightsaber, even just the tidbits of using like different metals, different alloys, the different color sabers, everything is just so cool about this game. I love the abilities you unlock in this game, and how everything is just well intertwined, and how everything makes you feel as strong as a Jedi, and yet makes you feel powerless, because this happens right after Episode 3. So Order 66 has pretty much wiped out the Jedi. And that's not spoiling anything. That's pretty much the premise of the plot. The beginning is you're a Jedi living and hiding after all that's happened. And I want this to be its own series, in the sense of like just games. I'm happy in saying this is my favorite Star Wars game, probably bar none. Battlefront, and no, I'm saying it's my favorite Star Wars game. Done. This is my favorite Star Wars game, period. Okay, I'll admit it. I'm a fanboy. Max Payne 1, Max Payne 2, Alan Wake, American Nightmare, even Quantum Break, but I love all games by Remedy, and I freaking love anything written by Sam Lake. So yeah, I'm a huge fanboy. But anybody out there who's actually played this knows the hell I'm talking about. This is one of the greatest games of this year. Not just because I'm a fanboy, but because it is such a well-built experience. Gameplay-wise, I loved every single aspect of it. I love the Metroidvania-style 3D world, where everything you had to go back and you had to just re-explore. This huge open world, yet very confined space. Everything was... The game just urges you to explore everything, to find out every single detail of the world that's pretty much around you. And the fact that all of this just comes together in this very weird, cosmic, and just mind-bending way just adds to how much more I love this game. I love games that make me think. And my god, this game from start to finish had me at freaking what the hell is going on? And yet I was having so much fun because when questions were answered, I'd have more questions, not of the same things, but of different things that have just come up, or even things that I've known from the beginning. Point is, I was engrossed from start to finish, and this game is incredible. The acting, the world building, the freaking gameplay, it was perfect. And the fact that the DLC is coming out soon, and that's just going to even add more, just more to the story, is great for me because I can't get enough of this stuff. And in turn, it's because I can't get enough of, freaking Remedy's games. They're all phenomenal. But this may be their crowning jewel. I still may like Alan Wake a little bit more. That's probably just straight nostalgia. I replayed it. I still love it. But I'm confident in saying that this is easily the best game they've ever made. Yes, above Max Payne 2. And Alan Wake. Control is so well designed. This is a freaking laboratory experiment that has gone so right. I'm only scared to see what they do in the future with this. Because again, not going to spoil anything, they've opened Pandora's box here. And what the hell is this going to lead to?
Yes!
Yeah, you already saw us coming a mile away, I know it, if anyone who's actually watched my videos. I was so hyped for it last year, and the fact that, and that's the thing, the fact that this came out in January, and yet still it is my #1 of the year of all of 2019, just says to not just the remake itself, but just Resident Evil 2 as a whole has had a huge impact on video gaming and me in general. But yeah, it's so weird, because this game has imperfections, and in some cases, it's not better than the original. And if you want to see what I talk about, that there's a little, little link at the end of the video, and I'll talk about this again. But this is easily my favorite game, not because of just outright great game design, great aesthetic, and it just phenomenal return to form for Resident Evil, but it scared the crap out of me. They were able to take a gameplay style from today's era and mix it well with something as grand and phenomenal and pretty much, in a weird way, niche as something of Resident Evil 2. Because, yes, I'm a fan of Resident Evil 2. There's a huge fan base of Resident Evil 2. But there's a lot of people who don't like tank controls. There's a lot of people who don't like that freaking fixed camera angle. There's a lot of people who just refuse to play those games. And yet, with this new iteration, everyone can now enjoy it. And not only just, enjoy the same, story, the same experience, but actually feel scared and terrified as much as we were back then. Survival horror aspects can still scare the crap out of us. Running out of ammo, being, too slow for an enemy that's obviously chasing you, not being able to get out of a room in time, and just certain moments, certain aspects, certain things that are just trying to kill you are lurking around every corner. And this game just embodies that perfectly, and yet gives us a very fun experience that we can still recommend to everyone, with no notion of like, oh, well, if you don't like these controls, no. Everyone's used to these controls. Everyone loves third-person shooters nowadays. So, this is a true testament of how amazing the story was and the game design was. But bringing all of that into today's world made us realize, holy crap, Resident Evil itself ain't going anywhere. And I'm so happy that we're getting Resident Evil 3 after this, because this was incredible. And it's still easily one of my favorite games now of all time, period. In my mind, Resident Evil, the original, and this one are pretty much taking the same slot because, in my eyes, you can't have one without the other. But if you don't like the old one, you gotta play the new one. And this is easily my favorite survival horror game of all time now. Yeah. I'm trying to wince at it, but no, I think I can say that confidently. This game was perfect, even with its imperfections. My favorite game of 2019 is easily Resident Evil 2. Well, that's the video. And yeah, too many games. Too many goddamn games this year. I mean, seriously, I mean, honorable mentions. Days Gone. I love this game. I had a great time with it, and I actually platinumed this. That is a rarity for me. Metro Exodus. I did not play this. This is still sealed. When I mean a lot of games came out that I really want to get my hands on this year, I mean it. There were so many. The point where I still have this game sealed. Jesus. And this one, well, I mean, before I get to this one, Touch 99, Apex Legends. I don't care what you say about freaking Battle Royale games. I love that game. Ace Combat 7, phenomenal game. Great experience in VR, and the overall like single player and 2D experience is it's easily the best Ace Combat game I've ever played in my life. But regardless of that, it pained me not to include this one. World War Z. This was the how the hell did this happen game of the year for me, in the sense that this is a shitty freaking movie tie-in. For a movie that came out, God knows, what was it, like 3 years ago now? And yet, this game, while it is a, obtuse and obvious freaking ripoff of Left 4 Dead, I wanted that in my life. And this is phenomenal in the sense that just the overall game design and just the zombie design makes this game freaking balls to the wall, hard as hell. And yet I'm having a huge fun time with this. And the fact that they're still including a bunch of DLC after the fact for free just makes this one of the best games of this year for me, multiplayer-wise. But yeah, it just barely missed the list. There is tons of games, and I'm not kidding. If you're picky, if you only like a certain genre, good, because you're gonna have to be. There are so many damn things to choose from now. You gotta be picky. You just can't go overboard like I do and just buy freaking everything. And even then, I didn't buy everything because obviously there was some games I missed. And that's one thing right there. Even the ones from what I mentioned or even alluded to, what games did I miss? What games were your favorite games of the year? And if there were obviously something I missed, please let me know. Not because maybe I'll play them in the future, because I need to really just be picky and choosy. But I am interested as hell to see what other people's games are, because as much as I love Resident Evil 2, we couldn't have all chosen Resident Evil 2. But yeah, what's your list? What's your favorite game of 2019? And what games are you looking forward to in 2020? Or hell, in the new decade? Speaking of which, I need to make the top games of the decade video. I'm saying that right now so I can, hold myself to it. That's coming out soon. And I think with that video, none of the games that I mentioned today might make it on there. So yeah, this whole freaking decade was just chock full of just quality for games, wasn't it? Sorry, reminiscing of just how great this last year was. But yeah, I'll talk about that later. But yeah, regardless, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.